situated, make sure we look our best for you. I'm Jen Polson.
And I'm Hillary Meekum.
And we are excited to be here with you today. So we are actually going to talk to you about forgiveness today, and why it's so important, and how do we start, and the benefits of just having a constant have forgiveness as a part of who you are, because it seems like we always have to forgive, which is normal.
Yeah, and we consciously know that. I'm sure that's not news to you that it's important.
We're just going to bring it closer to us. Hopefully
Is
that
this
will help.
someone talking to us, or is this you? Like it's
I don't
giving
know.
you feedback.
It's Christine.
Thanks, Christine.
Okay, Brooke, can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay. All right. Do we need to start over? We're talking about
Maybe.
forgiveness today. So what we were talking about is forgiveness is such an important part of healing. And in order for us to always be in a process of healing, we've really got to be aware of forgiving ourselves and other people. And so one quote that I love, it's actually an affirmation that I got from the ladies from the Brave Girls Club. I love them. And one of their quotes was, "I love myself enough to forgive everyone for everything." And I don't know about you guys, but when I first heard that, I had to take a big breath. Because I didn't know if I could do that. Like, I didn't know if I could forgive everyone for everything. And it made me wonder, like, why am I hanging on? Like, what is it? What is staying angry? How is that benefiting me in some way? You know?
Yeah, and sometimes we hold on to stuff and we don't want to forgive, or we unknowingly don't forgive because we feel like it makes us stronger, or because so-and-so or something doesn't deserve our forgiveness. But really, they're, whatever it is, or whoever the person is that we're not forgiving, us holding on to it isn't affecting them. It's only affecting us. And it really brings a lot of emotional pain that we're holding on to that makes us stuck. And so yeah, it really is part of loving yourself and allow yourself to forgive, to really love who you are.
And I think, in all, like, being really vulnerable and open with you guys, I have to admit that, hopefully in the past, that hanging on to that anger was almost kind of like a punishment for the other person. You know, that I wasn't going to forgive because, you know, they should feel ashamed of hurting me, or they should whatever. And that it was, yeah, it was my way of punishing somebody. But like Hillary said, the only thing that it was doing was making me unhappy and unsettled and sometimes irritable.
And I want to add in a piece too about forgiving yourself and the importance of that. You may have done things in the past where you feel like you can't forgive yourself, that you deserve some kind of punishment. And I know firsthand, and I know we all do actually, that not forgiving yourself is also obviously not loving yourself, but that you're holding on to that pain, and there's something inside you that thinks you still need to punish yourself and withhold from yourself, but that is all false, and that something that you need to let go of. We all do.
Absolutely. So, okay, so we wanted to give you an example of I wanted to share a personal experience that illustrates, you know, the fact that, you know, we have life experiences, and when we feel hurt by someone, those emotions and the perception of the experience can get stuck. So so I wanted to share an experience that happened to me many, many years ago when I must have been in junior high, and I was riding my bike. I lived in a small town in Indiana, and so, you know, I was just riding my bike along some street, and some high school boys drove by, and they yelled out their window, "Hey you're fat and ugly." And, you know, I'm like 13 years old. Like
so
that,
mean.
That devastated me, right? And in that moment, I really questioned everything about my body, about my beauty, and it just like that stuck with me, that moment. And so fast forward a few years, and I'm in high school, and I remember distinctly asking one of my younger brothers, he was like 3 years younger than me, and I'm probably a junior in high school, so like 16 years old. And I remember asking him, "Do you think I'm pretty? Do you think boys like me? Do you think I'm pretty enough to like?" And he looked at me with the strangest look on his face.
Like, what do I say?
He probably ran away. I don't know. But, you know, even, you know, you could see how that one moment, because I didn't, you know, I couldn't let go of that. And so not only did it affect me in high school, but it affected me for a long time. And I just felt I had a lot of insecurity about that, and I was angry, you know, at that moment for a long time, that happened to me. And so, you know, we have to come to grips with those experiences and those moments that we have that cause us pain, and we've got to wake up, you know, to realizing that we've got to forgive that stuff. We've got to let that go so that we can, you know, I think of all the years that I went through that insecurity about myself, that it robbed me of like being able to shine my light, and it robbed me of feeling confident, and it robbed me of trusting who I am, and it robbed me of trusting others, and I worried a lot about what others thought about me. And anyway, so you can see the effects that it can have over a person's life, and it's harmful to our spirits and to our everyday living.
Was there something that allowed you to forgive that moment, or over the course of it?
Well,
doing things?
I mean, honestly, like I feel like it was when when my friend was brave enough to tell me about energy work, even though, you know, I felt like she was crazy, didn't know what she was talking about. I started to understand like how my emotions were affecting my ability to heal emotionally, mentally, and even in a spiritual sense. So the energy work and the emotional release work really helped me a lot.
Yeah. Well, and it's really beautiful with energy work how it really allows us to forgive or move into that space where we can forgive, because we all know to forgive and that we need to forgive our experiences, but we can have subconscious beliefs that are keeping us from entering that process. And also energy work helps you open up to the past pain, maybe things that you haven't addressed that you are becoming more aware of and more awake to. So energy work is definitely
We love
an
it.
awesome way to do that.
Oh, hi Sarah. Hi Tara. Nice to have you guys.
Yes, thank you for joining. So we have sometimes, talking about this, we think, where do we begin to forgive? Where do I begin to forgive? As you start to think about, especially that first quote, forgiving everyone for everything, it can feel like, where do I begin to do that? And maybe I don't want to do that. And that's okay if that's what came up. Like, I can't, there's been so many hard things that have happened to me that I just don't even know where to begin. And I love a quote from Heather McCauley. She said, God knows that you don't know how to forgive. And I remember for me first hearing that, I was like, I know how to forgive. I know how. But when I really thought about it, when I thought about the things in my life that I've still held on to, the people that hurt me, that I wasn't forgiving, I was like, I realized, I don't know how to. And what she said to what Heather said about not knowing how to forgive, he said, all you have to do is to be willing. You just have to be willing to forgive. It's okay if you don't know how. It's okay if you don't know where to begin. You just have to be willing, willing to let your heart forgive and to let go of the past pain. And we have an essential oil that really can help support you in that we wanted to share. It's wintergreen. And wintergreen emotionally is the oil of surrender. And it really assists anyone, and especially if you're really strong-willed, in letting go of the need to be right. And it really, it takes a lot of great internal strength to surrender your will to God or to your higher power. And wintergreen really helps support you in surrendering that. So surrendering whatever's keeping you back from forgiveness, wintergreen helps with supporting you in that. Our favorite way to use it and to apply it is on the shoulders, because we carry our burdens on our shoulders. That's just where we carry that. You might notice you have a lot of tension and strain in your shoulders because that's where you're carrying a lot of emotional stress. One other thing about wintergreen, where I'm reading this from the Emotions and Essential Oils book we've mentioned in the past. But wintergreen reminds us that we don't have to live life on our own, and that there's a constant invitation to surrender our burdens to God or to a higher power. And all that is required is to release and let go. And I would add to that, to be willing to release and let go. So that's an oil that it's amazing what it can do. I mean, you will feel the physical release, but there's so much more that it's supporting you in emotionally as well.
One other oil that I feel like I just feel drawn to tell this group about, because I think whoever, whenever you listen to this recording or watch this recording, someone needs this, so I'm going to say it. But cypress oil is the oil of being able to move forward. So if you use wintergreen and you're willing to surrender, but you're still feeling kind of stuck and moving forward or knowing how to move forward, like using 5 drops of cypress down your spine, it really will give you that support, and we want to feel supported, and our backs carry a lot of that burden. And so that's another really powerful oil that you can use to help, support you in moving forward in your life and letting go of the past.
Yeah.
So, gosh, do any of you guys who are watching have questions for us? We're open.
Yeah.
Questions
Or comments.
or comments.
Any thoughts?
So, and while you do that, I'll just put a little plug in for our call that's coming up the first Thursday of October. The date is leaving me, but it's
The October 6th.
October
It's
6th.
next Thursday.
Yeah, so I can't wait for you to get the email about it because it's super cute. Tina is going to be doing the call, and it's going to be about releasing those things that haunt you, and so anything from your past that you feel like you're hanging on to, anything that you haven't been able to forgive, like just whatever you have that is nagging you in some way, that's keeping you from moving forward. Tina is going to host our awesome call. It's the best bargain ever. It's $35 to join the call, and you get a full hour of emotional release work. So I promise you'll feel better after that hour if you have some stuff that are bugging you, have some things that are bugging you.
Yeah.
So thanks, Tara.
Awesome.
Okay, so anything else we want to say, or are we good?
Well, just with the addition to the group call coming up, and as we've been talking about forgiveness, if you might already know, or you might realize later that maybe you need more support with really forgiving everyone for everything, and that can take time and it can take support, and that's okay, and that's something that we offer through our coaching that we do, something that we've both experienced from working on each other and other work that we've had in the past that has really helped us to really be in a place where we can forgive. And so if you're needing extra support, please reach out to a member of our team, request a call.
Absolutely. JenPolson.com. Sign up for our newsletter if you haven't done that yet. Keep in touch with us. Ask us questions. We want to be here to support you guys in any way possible. And anyway, have a great day, you guys. Thanks for being with us. We love you. Mwah. Have a great day.